I mean, I can't imagine at this point doing Star Wars Visions Volume 3, Part 2. It's just weebs. So welcome to the podcast, weebs. We're glad you're here. We are going to make fun of you, probably, at some point in this episode, because we are just going to probably just get bored and start making fun of anime. So welcome. We're glad that you're here. Do you have anything to add, Rachel?
No.
Star Wars, Transformers, Godzilla, animation, whatever else. Rebels, robots, and etc.
Thanks for backing me up. You're supposed to be the color commentary. I'm more like the play-by-play person a lot of the time, unless it's plot summary. You're more the play-by-play, but like you're supposed to be the funny one, and you give me nothing.
I'm really honored that I am the funny one of this podcast. I'll take that.
I really hope this is someone's first episode so that it can start with me just putting you down so they know exactly what this podcast is for. I mean, if this is your first episode and you haven't listened to one of the early ones where we list our possible names, this podcast, one suggested name was Cameron and Rachel bully each other. So it's Starformers night. Welcome to Rebels and Robots and etc. Episode 91. Getting geriatric now. I'm Cameron.
I'm Rachel.
And this is our bi-weekly chat about Star Wars and
Transformers.
And whatever else we both want to talk about. And apparently venison is going to go in there.
It's the high point of this episode, I think.
What is your favorite way to eat venison?
Burger.
Yeah, just say like you would make it like a normal.
No, so when I get a deer, I put the majority of the meat into ground.
Yeah.
beef. I'll use that. I use that in anything.
Yeah.
I'll put it in
stuff.
tacos. I'll put it in soups. I'll put it in spaghetti. It peak.
Yeah, I had it with spaghetti squash this last week with so a few pepperonis thrown in and some red sauce, like pizza sauce.
Anything that people would normally put like any kind of ground beef in. Mm-hmm. Slapping venison in it.
You just gotta get some butter in there because it's pretty lean if you've never had venison.
Well, when I get it processed, I usually get a little bit of an additive in it.
Okay.
Sometimes that's a little bit of a pork, but the way it's just about to get processed is that they're going to put in a quarter weight of beef.
I see.
Each 0.75 pounds, so there will be just a little bit of an additive. So you can
city folk adding beef to their venison. I eat it pure because we process it ourselves.
And you know what? I'm willing to pay money for someone else to process it for me.
I like it. I think it's a lot of fun to process, but also like you don't have to do it I don't do it just me. It's Allison and me and our friends help. And this year their 5-year-old daughter helped, and she drew little pictures on the the paper that we use, the meat paper.
See, the one I got is a little.
You did get a deer this last week.
She's big. She's large.
Yeah.
And that would have been a lot to deal with. But I'll leave it to the experts. Because then you fill out a little form and they're like, what do you want? And I go, I want this and this and this.
I would say, though, as good as the ground stuff can be, just steaks. Venison steak is...
See, I got loins this time. I want to get a second one.
Yeah.
If I do that, I think I'll probably do a mix of, like, steak.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's we pan fry it in our cast iron. Do it, we'll marinate it first. Let it set for a little while. Like we put it in a glass container and with like various juices and seasonings and stuff, and we make homemade fries. Do a veggie. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think if I get a second one, I'll probably get some steaks out of it. Burger's just so versatile. Also, like I'll get breakfast sausage too. That's good in just about anything.
So what is we have Rebels and Robots, and what is the R word related to the racks? Just give you a look. Do deers not have racks?
They have antlers.
What was it you said? What was your suggestion?
Ravenous.
We're
hungry.
Let's see.
Rebels, robots, and chronic wasting disease.
Oh no.
What's their almost said Italian name. That's wrong. What's their
Italian. That's
What's it called? Scientific name.
yeah, the Latin or the, or the
Are they
Greek.
corvid? Is that what it's called?
I am not sure at all. Let's see.
Athena, Google that.
You have roe deer. I don't know what that means.
It's a type of deer.
A red deer.
It's a type of deer.
I mean, you can say rifles for the hunting part, but that takes it a whole other direction.
This is a gun podcast now.
No. You have... Not getting a lot here. That works. So deer... Italian name. Cervidae.
Oh, I was right. They are. Yep, corvids.
Cervidae. I mean, I'm butchering this.
Turn the computer around.
Cervidae. Cervidae. I don't know.
Yeah, cervidae.
I've never heard that word
What am I
said
thinking
out
of
loud
corvid?
before. That was a mispronunciation of the disease we all dealt with 5 years ago. Got the corvid.
It's a bird.
Interesting. Well,
Oh, in the family Corvidae. So I was close.
I see. Well, we'll leave it with Rax for the time being. Well, thank you for our first and only edition of Rebels and Robots and Rax. So that would be Starformers.
And last.
Starformers Dear Chili Night. Like they have the Starformers Zillimation. Whenever we add everything else, we said Starformers Park. I think is what we said for Jurassic Park. Anyways,
Scraping the bottom of the barrel here tonight, guys.
here we are, 15 minutes into recording officially. Though I think we wasted a lot of minutes at the beginning. Let me tell you, Star Wars Visions, Volume 3. Last 4 episodes, what we're talking about today. But as always, news, woos, and booze. We forgot to call it that last week because you just launched in to a piece of news I would have called boo just because it wasn't news. But anyways, do you have news this week?
I do have news.
What do you got?
Premiering February 27th of next year is Monarch Legacy of Monsters
What?
Season 2 on Apple TV.
How did I miss this?
I think it could have just been willful ignorance, Cameron. I think they released a trailer and everything.
That's crazy. A trailer? Yeah, the teaser.
Yeah, they did a teaser trailer.
Oh my god.
It's about a minute long.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see that.
Here it is. We got a guy surfing.
Okay, I'm going to watch it in silence with you.
And there's some crazy creatures on the sand as he comes out of the beach.
You're ahead of me.
I'm just kind of skipping through. And then we got Godzilla. Sorry, not Godzilla. Kong, which was teased at the end of the last season. Oh, I forgot to put it down. I actually do also have a piece of news related to this. I mean, I guess what I saw was kind of a sub-headline from this announcement. I mean, this trailer confirms that Kurt Russell is back.
I did see that, yeah.
We get more Kurt Russell, and the trailer also has young Kurt Russell, played by his son Wyatt Russell.
Honestly, you know the best parts of the show.
Inarguably, the best part of the show. So, yeah, I forgot that I also had Monarch news. Wow. I can't believe Monarch. I cannot believe that show. Of all the shows that get canceled, it is really just because Apple just throws money at this stuff and doesn't care. That's so insane. Well, that trailer doesn't really show much.
That's why it's called a teaser trailer.
Yeah, but like it doesn't even this actually might be all the monster stuff from the whole season in this 50-second promo.
Oh,
I mean, there wasn't much last season. So you have kind of like a Kraken sort of situation happening, like eating a bunch of very Kraken. So the last season, if you don't remember, ended with them on Skull Island and a tease of Kong. Yeah, they came out of the Hollow Earth in between zone, and Kong came out of the jungle, and that's how the show ended.
I I forgot about that, Cameron. Wow, that's bad.
So this will probably, the implication is this is more of a Kong-centric season.
Cool, so he gets 6 minutes of screen time across 8 episodes.
Yeah, so now it's in a weird place. I had not thought about this until just now. The last film is in the future. It's like 2028 or something.
So, and this happened before 2019, I'm pretty sure.
It was already, you're right, the show was already in the past.
But now...
So the show...
might be in modern day.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it'll take place before the last film. Well, it takes place before Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla versus Kong.
Mm-hmm.
At least the first season did.
And I thought it took place before the events of 2019.
So, 2019 is
King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters. Yes.
Wait, or
I think you're right.
because didn't their dad leave for his second family after the San Francisco incident or something?
Yeah, I think this show might start with Godzilla 2014. So is the show like in 2014, 2015?
It follows the events. It's in 2015. Follows the events of Godzilla 2014.
So this is very much a Clone Wars problem in that not much can actually happen with your main guys that you want to see.
Yep.
AKA Godzilla and Kong. So there's not like even like a end point to move towards because Godzilla is on Skull Island in Godzilla is still on Skull Island at the start of Godzilla versus Kong. But you know what? I'm not going to argue about more. I mean, this show actually, Skull Island might be the perfect location. Because what sucked about the last show was all the globe trotting.
Maybe we can get new main characters.
That'd be great. Just kill everyone off immediately.
Except the Russells.
So, that actually might be what this show, all this stuff is very water-based. This might be like people ending up on Skull Island by accident or other like nearby islands. And we see young Wyatt Russell being really terrified of something. So he might have ended up on one of these islands at some point. That's honestly kind of the perfect, what was always interesting at any point in the first season was when there was actually like monster hunting stuff, which they didn't do a lot of. But when they did, it was pretty fun. It was when they were too focused on either character drama, which sucked, or weird like espionage between Monarch and what was the other company called? Do you remember?
No.
I think they're from in Godzilla.
They are. They're the company
like
that
Apex?
it's the company that makes Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, I did not care about that at all. So I don't want any of that. Though I think they'll probably still have it because wasn't Apex the ones who like saved them?
Yeah.
Like Apex is actually in occupation of Skull Island, so we're gonna get more of that, which is awful. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll still hate watch it. I don't know if I can go through another season of this.
We have to. What else are we gonna watch, Cameron?
I don't know. Anyways, so that I have one other piece of news. It's actually very old news, but it's relevant. We should have brought it up last week. So I will give that a very tepid woo because it is fascinating that it exists.
We might have to get some booze to get through it.
So last week there I'm now I gotta remember what was the name of the short from last week. It was The Ninth Jedi Child of Hope, which was the one of the young girl on the really big ship with the little robot. And it ended, and you said, wow, they're really hanging on for another Visions Volume 4.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. No, actually, I need to do...
Oh, I forgot about that, too.
They are just doing a whole show.
Yeah. Okay.
They announced this earlier this year at Star Wars Celebration. So that short is presumably a setup for whatever the show will be about.
Yeah.
So,
I think there are some other.
Yeah, I would definitely have rather seen other ones.
More.
But regardless, which is something we forgot to mention. That was announced a long time ago, but it's now more relevant now than it was when it was announced coming out in 2026 at some point. I do love the idea of making whole shows based off the stuff from Visions, but this would not have been high on my list because it's kind of generic. There's just not a lot of hook there. I hope they have a really good idea, but based on the episode from last week, I don't have a lot of excitement for it. What other news you got?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the only news I had,
Star
Cameron.
Wars Visions Volume 3. The Lost Ones.
Yes.
No, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
This is the sequel to The Village Bride.
Okay. Give me a quick reminder of what The Village Bride was.
The Village Bride follows an Order 66 survivor on a planet that almost still kind of seems to run under some old separatist kind of power. Not exactly empire, but there's a village. And to placate their murderous overlords, the village is going to marry one of their girls off to him. And the Order 66 Jedi survivor defeats them and saves her. A girl's girl, truly.
So what is that character's name?
I don't know.
Let's see.
That's a good question.
I'm on the wrong episode. There it is. Her name is...
Well, I accidentally Googled the Lost Ones videos, and that took me down a rabbit hole of
Is it
alien
just
stuff.
F?
Yeah, maybe.
And so we see her save some dudes who are leaving their home village.
Their home planet.
Yeah. It's a planet we figure out. Actually, a very cool piece of lore that I've never seen before is it's where they mine carbonite gas.
Yeah.
Which is very dangerous when it's just out and about. It's very like volcanic almost, like it's flowing out of the earth.
And it just carbonizes people.
Yeah, and so they have like carbonite bombs, which seems like a pretty incredible weapon to have, honestly. It might be very, very expensive, is maybe why you wouldn't have it. It's a very rare substance, but it seems like a very effective weapon.
Well, and the mining also destroyed like the stability of the planet.
Yeah. And so let's check out some of the voice cast here. So definitely recognizable name, Mark Strong as the voice. Oh, actually, we'll come back to voice actors after we've explained what happens in it. She saves these guys. She goes to a space station orbiting the planet that's full of
Refugees.
And this is probably my favorite moment out of any of the shorts of Volume 3. She kind of gives a spiel about really what being a Jedi is all about. Very much like they're asking her if the Jedi are real. And she kind of does this whole thing about like, you need to tell for yourself, and sometimes you need to see something to believe it, but also sometimes your eyes can deceive you. And it's this very like back and forth philosophical teaching she gives these kids. I actually really, really liked it. It kind of was actually whereas a lot of these shorts are very poorly written, this was actually very strong writing, I felt. And then a Star Destroyer shows up, right?
Star Destroyer shows up.
Highly detailed. Like, this is all 2D animation, pretty simplistic, but the...
Ultra rendered.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer is hyper-realistic.
Okay.
We also forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, there was someone wearing like a hazmat suit. And there's an shot that is an exact visual reference to a shot from Back to the Future when Marty is in his hazmat suit and he pretends to be Darth Vader to scare his father into going on a date with his mom. It's a very specific shot, and it's very funny that they would do that reference.
I'll take your word for it. I've never seen Back to the Future.
So F, was that her name, right? Gives herself up, goes to the Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer says, hey, hand over the Jedi. We're just going to shoot you down.
And there is a Sith there.
Also a side character named Ron?
So the guy that she saved who actually decided to go with her to quote unquote like get the bounty on her, but is actually going to help her escape, is named Ron. Hilarious Star Wars character voice. Name. And so the name of the Sith name is Shad Ra /Zero. So he was a Jedi.
Or at least the one who trained her.
Yeah. And she thought that he died in
Order 66.
but now he goes by Zero. This is one of the prettiest looking men you'll ever see. Flowing white hair, very like, not petite, but like slender
Lithe.
figure. Beautiful eyebrows.
And eyelashes and eyeliner.
But a very strong voice.
It's like a Pokemon.
Literally a strong voice. Voiced by Mark Strong, who is a phenomenal British actor who is most known for... he's the villain in the Shazam film. He is the sort of the guy who like builds all their tech in the Kingsman movies. He's the villain in the first what's it called? Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie. He's just been in a lot of stuff.
Holmes.
Yeah, but when I said what's it called, I was actually thinking of Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
I couldn't remember his name.
I mean, the Sherlock Holmes.
Mark Strong is a great British actor who's been in a lot of stuff. And F is voiced. Let's see, I have a list here to reference back to see if anyone has been in other podcast relevant stuff. Hold on, let me confirm this is the correct name. Karen Fukuhara. She did the voice, she worked on the voice dub for The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, cool.
It was the voice of Lady Himi. So there you go. There you go. And sorry, just like last week, too many tabs.
You're good. While F is fighting Zero, she doesn't really want to hurt him because that's her master, and he's like, you should join the dark side. It's my Mark Strong impression. You should join the dark side. Join me. Typical average Sith.
Yep.
And she's having kind of an existential crisis because the person who taught her the Force is now a bad guy. Mm-hmm. While Ron is meanwhile just wreaking havoc.
Yep.
Planting charges on the Star Destroyer to blow it up. Carbonite charges.
Yes.
They were collecting carbonite samples to try to figure out a way to reverse engineer it to nullify the effects so they could revive their frozen family members in their village.
Oh, yeah.
So he was sacrificing that to save her.
Yep. So the lightsaber fight's quite excellent between these two. Thank you, Athena. I appreciate your detailed input on anime. This to translate for the weebs who are still listening, she's making fun of you. She has something that I consistently love, which is effectively very similar in style to the Darksaber. It's not your typical rounded blade, but more of a flat blade.
A katana blade.
Yeah. It's just always a fun design, and obviously it works really well in the context of an anime style. She ends up sacrificing her remaining limbs. She had one robot limb at the minimum. She sacrifices her other 3 limbs in order to... What does she do? I can't remember. She does something, but I can't remember what it was.
I just don't think... Because at this point, the explosions had already gone off, and the carbonite gas was already filling the area. And I just don't think she... I don't know if it was a distraction, or I just don't think she could bring herself to fight him.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I took it.
Well, she pins him with like a carbonite grenade or something.
Maybe.
She does something to defeat him. Let's see if I can find it here. Also, while I'm finding this incredible environment, it's a field of roses surrounded by what was it? I can't remember exactly. Some sort of sheet or something. I'm getting it mixed up in my head with the big red throne room from Last Jedi.
It is quite similar.
It's very similar. And yeah, so it's a mock sky, but it's like a hologram, I think. Athena is currently rubbing her face on my laptop and pushing the screen down.
You own a cat. You know what that's like.
He's not normally very interested in laptops, though.
She's scent marking.
Yeah.
Path of most resistance.
Yeah, really, just making life harder for everyone. So at some point, the hologram sky goes down, and you can see that's actually a dome. It's a window to dome, so you can see out into space. It is a very visually appealing environment for a lightsaber fight. And so, yeah, as F attacks Zero, these are very anime names, she pins a carbonite bomb on his back. And so she wasn't able to strike him, but she was able to pin him with that grenade, which then obviously overtakes him. And she kind of just lies on the ground.
Yeah, she just kind of gives up.
With her new name that you give a woman with no legs, no arms, Eileen. No, I'm sorry, she's Japanese. Her name is Irene. And do you remember when I did that joke last week? What do you call a woman with no legs and no arms?
I don't know what the Eileen part is.
Eileen is a name.
Yeah.
Eileen. You lean over, lean sideways. But if she's Japanese, she pronounces it Irene.
Stop. Stop.
So she accepts her new identity as Irene on the ground, but then Ron comes and saves Irene, and that's it. We can move on to the next episode. Good. This is probably all around the best episode of Volume 3.
I would say so.
My personal favorite's the last one, just because it's bonkers. But this one, I think, is a really nice. It's not particularly original, but I think it really nicely encapsulates as a nice, solid, short Star Wars story. Like, this is kind of everything you'd want in a Star Wars thing. It's got a smuggler guy. It's got...
She's a gal.
No. Ron.
Oh, I thought we moved on to the next one. Sorry.
No. Oh, so you think Lost Smuggler is your favorite one?
No, I just thought you said, oh, this is one of the best ones. Then I thought you just immediately started moving into the next one.
Mid-sentence?
Yeah.
I'm a little better at segues than that. All right, the top on our segue. Okay, now we're talking about the next one. The Smuggler, I think, is just okay. I think the animation's a little nicer on this one. It's a little more detailed. It's about a young woman.
Cheetah.
Is that really her name?
Yes.
I did not remember that. Who is getting extorted by a guy who was like holding her ship for her for more money. And she gets hired by an older woman to... It's pretty much a very like Han Solo, like being hired to get someone off a planet.
Was it Mos Eisley?
No, they're not. No, they're on a different planet. And it turns out that it's... The old woman is looking for a prince who had escaped the Empire's grip as they invaded the planet. Mm-hmm. And she herself is a Jedi. With one of the cooler... Last week I talked about really liking interesting lightsabers, but what's also interesting is a way to store a lightsaber. And she stores it inside of her robotic arm, which is pretty neat. It's really exactly how you'd expect. She's going to help them escape. Seemingly kind of falls in love with the prince.
Same age.
He is an upstanding guy, cares about his people, wants to fight back, helps them escape.
To Yavin.
Gets recruited. Oh, yeah, they go to Yavin.
They go to Yavin.
And she gets recruited to keep helping them.
The rebellion is pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, so likable characters, I would say. Excellent animation. Older woman Jedi, something you don't see very frequently.
Down. Instead of old man mentor.
Not a huge fan of the voice performance on Cheetah. I don't think the writing is doing her a lot of help. So she is a young lady from Wednesday. She's not Wednesday herself. She's the other girl.
Yeah, the Glinda of that show or
yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. She's in the Minecraft movie. She's kind of like... Between being on a major Netflix show like Wednesday and getting put in bad Hollywood films, she's kind of like the new 11. Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar, like, not a terrible young actress, but not exactly being given the best roles either. You can always feel her acting. Mm-hmm. It's not that she's bad at it, but just at no point does she feel like she's not doing anything other than just reading lines. Mm-hmm. And her voice performance feels very much... I'm trying to pin it down. Like, it's partially that thing where people who don't know how to voice act don't...
I think she's over-exaggerating her lines because she's not
that's part
acting
of it.
on screen. So she's doing extra more than she needs to.
But she also never goes above a certain volume. And so it sounds like she's trying to stay quiet, but also emote at the same time. And it feels very canned. It feels like, I don't know, kind of like I'm trying to pin it down. It feels very insincere. It feels like someone who could be insincere, but's trying to sound not sincere. And that might sound like some good acting, but it's not. It's accidental. And it kind of feels like she's constantly on the verge of laughing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of. I don't know exactly how to pin it down. It's just really distracting, nonetheless. Don't hate it. Just not a huge fan. Any other than the lightsaber arm and the old woman Jedi, anything stand out to you on this episode?
The stormtroopers looked very plushy.
Was that this one or the previous one? Because you had said about the previous one.
Maybe it was the previous one.
You had called them cuddly.
They did look very cuddly.
The Lost ones. So the third episode, Bird of Paradise, is really bizarre. Fully 3D. And what is it with the 3D ones always being extra weird?
I don't know. So it's about a young Jedi Padawan. She and her Jedi Master are, of course, Order 66 survivors. Average Jedi visions aspect. Being hunted by a extremely anime villain, Sith. And the Padawan, they kind of start off with her master is chastising her for getting too much into her feelings, which the Force doesn't like. Well, the Jedi don't like. And she lets her anger get the best of her in a battle, and the Sith blinds her. And they're on a mountain when this happens, and she falls down into, like, the woods or the jungle. And the aspect, I think, when it first started was really cool because she's blinded. And it's switching back between an external perspective of her, which is, like, what you would normally see, and then her internal perspective, where she's learning how to see things through the Force, which is really cool if they didn't go with the storytelling choice that they went with, I think. Because they go through, she spends like 5 days in the woods, and you just like, you only get like 2 to 3 snippets of a day before it like switches to the next quote unquote chapter the next day. And it's like her like coming to terms with herself and her feelings and having this actual internal battle and dialogue with herself. But it just feels so choppy and rushed.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, imagine you're watching something and every like 2 minutes it cuts to a title card. And it's the exact same music, the exact same title animation. It's just a different, it feels very repetitive.
It was like a Silent Hill pause menu.
Yeah, that's a good
like
call.
When you find an item in same with the noise. It's like the Silent Hill either transition menu or like when you find an important narrative item and it pops it up in your inventory.
Yeah. I agree with that very much. I think I agree with everything you said. The concept is really fascinating.
It's like a different spin of kind of what Rebels did when Kanan was blinded.
Yep.
But I thought that was
But it's visualized.
It's visualized.
Yeah, we
but
get to
it's like
see
they
it.
kind of went with it and then they went,
Yeah.
let's do something else.
I think every time that we start to have some sort of visualization of what she's experiencing is very, very cool and is done very well with CG. Also, the opening lightsaber fight is really amazing as well. So you have what I'm now remembering is on the internet, very consistently, very overly sexual. I mean, already Twi'leks are overly sexualized, but the one you see the most overly sexualized is a like Darth Maul-esque Twi'lek with the markings.
Whatever her name is.
And so this woman had the same, am I misremembering? Didn't she also have it?
It felt a little similar.
She's like red with black markings, right?
It really kind of gave Harley Quinn.
Sure. Yeah, because she also has these very wide anime eyes, and
Darth Talon.
She also has these like sharp teeth. She kind of gives like cat girl vibes. Okay, so I was wrong. She is not a Twi'lek.
No,
But she does have. She's not red skin. She has white skin with red markings.
But like, the vibe very much feels.
I got her mixed up with the Twi'lek from the first episode.
But the vibe very much feels Darth Talon.
Yes, 100%. And she also has 2 lightsabers, so it's a really good lightsaber fight. Though I don't love. What just really throws me off is they're not making any attempt to kind of recreate camera behavior. Specifically, there's no shallow depth of field, so everything is in focus, and so it makes it really hard when you have this hyper detailed background. They're on top of a mountain, so you have a very long expanse, which is normally a great setting for anything. On top of a mountain is always beautiful because expanses are great. The depth is always really good visually.
The bridge scene in Kung Fu Panda 1.
Sure, but because it's all equally in focus, it makes it really, really hard to know what to actually look at.
Well, I think the other thing that not every animation, almost said factory.
Studio
Now
we know how you feel about animation.
Has mastered with 3D is that I think an integral part of 2D animation is the good use of squash and stretch.
Sure.
It's natural. It happens. In real life, people don't move. They don't squash and stretch unless they fall really hard. Then it happens.
You heard it here first from Rachel. In real life, people don't move.
Well, they don't move. And so when you have to make those exaggerations in 2D to mimic movement, if you do it wrong, it's super noticeable. But if you do it right, it's never noticeable. I think that was something also with this style is you can do it in 3D and you have to be craftful with it. But I just don't think they did this at all. What makes it look wooden.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. I think there's obviously worse. Like, it's really easy to look at something and be critical of it, but then when you, like, put it next to, like, truly terrible CGI animation, with, like, you know, obviously the most obvious example, podcast-related, is Beast Wars, where, like, it is truly lifeless, which is, people might say, well, it was new technology. Dude. Okay, I'm just going to pull out VeggieTales, first ever fully CGI series.
VeggieTales was killing it.
Those characters are full of personality.
Those characters are all squash and stretch. That's all they have going for them.
They feel so alive. There's so much personality in there. So there is no excuse to say, well, it was new technology, because even Toy Story is the first fully CGI animated film. VeggieTales is the first show, and both are amazing.
It's the spirit of the Lord giving them life.
So I don't want to see anything. I forgot that the young woman in this episode, her master is bald with things written all around his head.
Oh, yeah.
Which is an interesting detail. So I understand your criticism of the animation, but I still think that at least there's a nice energy to it.
Colors are really vibrant and beautiful.
I think that the show is just this episode is having a really tough time choosing between hyper-realism and also more of a cartoonish anime style, because they have these very cartoony faces, but their bodies are realistic and the environments are really realistic, and so that clash there, it makes it feel like it has an identity crisis. Like, I think the master looks really good because his face is more on the realistic side. He has like nice details in his face.
It's like normal man and then very stylized anime young girls.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
But I think I like the ending quite a bit, where she kind of... Okay, so I think this episode hits way too hard on trying to make her feel flawed. And making her feel flawed, she is just straight up annoying, because she is just whining the whole time, and it is super annoying.
And one thing that's reasonable is being in a state of shell shock and absolute distress when you've been blinded after never having been blinded before. But sometimes, what did I say? As someone who never shuts up, she never shuts up.
Yeah, as a certified yapper. So she comes across as annoying, but she's our only character for most of the episode. So making her annoying, I think, is a big mistake. But I do think they do end up pulling off is at the end, she has this inner confrontation between a more matured version of herself who kind of sees the way things should be, and her darker, more selfish version. And that one comes across as angry and scared, which is much better immature traits to make a character relatable.
Yeah.
And because that obviously is the Anakin thing. I think the way she behaves when we see her as her dark side is way more compelling of a character than when she's just annoying most of the episode. Quick shout out to George Takei for showing up very briefly as a frog thing. If you don't know George Takei,
he slapped her.
That's right. Yep. George Takei, very famous for being in the original Star Trek. Very famous for saying "Oh my." Very distinct voice. He's been. I don't know if he's done any podcast relevant stuff.
Oh, didn't he show up and we kind of looked at each other like, that's George.
Yeah.
That's George.
I don't think he's actually done anything podcast related,
Has he
which is
been
weird.
in Law and Order SVU.
Well, that's not podcast content, so it doesn't matter. Let me see if I can do a quick search here. But he's famous and he's great. You want to talk about the last episode?
Yeah.
So the last one, which is probably the wildest of all 3 volumes, is called Dark.
It's called Black.
Black, sorry. My mind auto-corrected the word. And it is very...
Psychedelic.
Psychedelic is a good word for it, and very impressionistic. It's pretty much, seemingly, there's a lot of interpretation necessary, which is what I also like about it. Seemingly a stormtrooper dying as one of the 2 Death Star explodes, probably the second one.
It looked complete. It looked fully complete.
That's true,
though.
But it showed ships flying around on the inside of it, which only happened with. They're not really trying too hard with. It doesn't really matter.
Maybe it's subjective. The Death Star is subjective.
So, as one of the 2 Death Stars explodes, this stormtrooper kind of just experiences everything.
I saw. Oh, who described it? I think Star Wars described it as it is or maybe I watched a video that Black is a stormtrooper fighting his inner good and bad are fighting each other in the last moments of his life. This was hand drawn,
Yeah. Okay. So here's a wide shot of the Death Star, and it is incomplete. So it definitely is.
Oh, okay.
Which I find much more thematically relevant because obviously the destruction of the Death Star 2 is
The end.
arguably the most important moment in Star
Yeah.
Wars because it's the end of Vader. It's the end. It's Luke's emotional climax. It's what should have been the true death of the Emperor, the victory of the rebels. And so to have this stormtrooper going through this internal conflict, I think is really compelling. So as the Death Star explodes, we see 2 identical stormtroopers fighting, but one is outlined in red and one is outlined in green. When I first saw the thumbnail for this, I totally thought this was going to be zombies because...
Project something... Blackwing?
Yeah. Because his helmet is cracked on the bottom half, and he's got a very angry mouth, and that's the classic image for your stormtrooper zombies. Highly detailed 2D animation.
Hand-drawn storyboards.
It's so cool. It's so... Oh, also he's missing an arm, so that's another reason why I thought he was a zombie. Lot of eye imagery, which is really interesting.
With the Death Star.
What an interesting way to conclude visions with eyes. It's pretty. I mean, they are just beating the crap out of each other. They're just chasing each other through all sorts of environments as just lots of stuff is happening.
The Death Star splitting apart.
You also have images of a dark figure, a large dark figure coming after them.
And you kind of get almost like PTSD flashbacks from other battles he's fought in as well. And then a flashback with his wife or someone, lover, and jazz. A very upbeat.
Yeah, I forgot about the score.
Funk jazz is playing over the whole of it.
If the visuals were not trippy enough, the fact that the score is entirely just jazz music gives it this whole other like if the music were creepy, it would actually make more sense and be less unsettling. But because the music is just this like freeform jazz, it the juxtaposition is even greater, and just it's 13 minutes of just madness. And I loved it personally. I think there's a lot to chew on. This is the one that I would go back and want to watch again to
At a
catch
slower
details.
speed.
Yeah, I would be interested in watching it at a slower speed as well. Sorry, my I'm trying to bring it up here, but I want to play some of the music, but it's loading very slowly. Yeah, I think it's a really compelling, something we've never seen before. What's it like? I mean, obviously it's highly metaphorical and not interpretistic. That's not a word.
Interpretation.
Impressionistic.
Oh, yes.
But it's still showing us something about what it would be like to be inside the explosion of the Death Star, which is something that you don't see. It's something that they gloss over.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the Death Star is blown up. Luke brings dead Darth Vader back. The Ewoks are dancing. Everyone is celebrating. It is kind of horrifying to think, though, about just the amount of people on the Death Star that ate it twice.
And what is implied from this short is the dead bodies end up on the surface of the nearby planet.
Which is, it's not Exegol, is it? But
Endor. So I've never been clear. They say the quote-unquote forest moon of Endor, which is not clear as to whether the moon's itself name is Endor or whether the planet it orbits is called Endor. So I'm gonna like, do a quick Google search. But the Death Star 2 is definitely near Endor.
But yeah, but it's on that planet that they go to in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, but I don't know if that is Endor or if...
Well, it's not the forest moon of Endor, I don't think.
What I'm saying, though, is I don't know if the forest moon of Endor is... I don't know if Endor is the name of the moon, or the way that's phrased makes it unclear whether the moon itself is called Endor or the planet is called Endor.
Maybe they're both called Endor.
Okay, so this says Endor, also known as the forest moon of Endor. So it's in... so what's the name of the planet? It's the Endor system. So it's both?
Endor and...
A
Endor's
remote moon
Endor.
in the Endor system, yeah.
Don't talk to me or my Endor ever again.
The name of the sun is Endor.
Oh.
So what is the name of the nearby... Okay, let's see if I can find... I'm not getting a... If the planet is also called Endor, that means the suns are called Endor... The planet is called Endor, and the moon is called Endor. Let's take a look. All right, Google, give me an answer. It doesn't give me a planet. Gas giant. The forest moon orbits a large gas giant that's also named Endor. The Ewoks call it Tana.
Thanks, Ewoks.
But so that means that if it's a gas giant, they could not have gone there. So now the question is, what planet do they go to in Rise of Skywalker?
Things we'd know if we'd seen that movie recently.
Okay, let's see. I'd autocorrect it, so that means other people are searching this too. Kef Bir, an ocean moon orbiting the gas giant Endor.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Kef beer. Kefir.
Everything in Star Wars has a name, but for some reason, the binary star system, Endor 1 and 2, are the names of the suns. The planet is Endor, and the moon is Endor. Great. Thanks. Beautiful.
It's all Endor. Always has been.
Nice. And it's these two stormtroopers, both of them. Perfect. What a perfect way to wrap this up.
It's trippy.
I agree. Oh, wait, we still haven't played the music. Okay, hold on. I got to find, where do I have it? Where was I? Too many tabs. I gotta reload the page. It's not loading. It's hard to tell whether you're seeing like brutal violence in this because it's so foggy and its images are like blurring together.
I feel like it's kind of a representation of a PTSD episode.
Oh, for sure. Okay, this is not the jazz yet.
I didn't realize you were playing something. I was like, there's something wrong with the building.
Oh, there's a black hole. There's also, you see all sorts of crazy imagery. Here we go. Here's the jazz. Oh, also, when we were watching it, it was something with auto-generated subtitles.
Yeah.
And it thought that one of these songs said "Bad Obama."
Yeah, we were like, wait a second.
Yeah, there's this sequence where the two stormtroopers are chasing each other on speeder bikes throughout the Death Star wreckage. Ooh. So good. It's so good. Oh, big fan. Really recommend it, especially if you're into trippier animation. Oh, you also see the Death Star like literally breaking apart.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
people
cool.
And other stormtrooper bodies floating into space.
Big fan. Yeah, I do. Actually, I meant to say that I have definitely had nightmares like this. Not being on the Death Star
like your
specifically,
night terrors?
and not fighting me. Yeah, but like to be in a kind of an apocalyptic, like fiery destruction like this, this very much took me back to those nightmares. Like, I don't really have many nightmares. I have two reoccurring nightmares. One is just car accidents, which is pretty basic. The other one is this kind of imagery of just like very hard to know what's going on, just scary and fiery and destructive.
I have a consistent nightmare that I've gone out to my deer stand and someone else is in there already.
It's the deer.
No, it's a stranger with a gun.
Great. Well, yeah, maybe you're the deer. All right, well, that wraps us up. Thank you for joining us for our talk of Star Wars Visions, Volume 3. Favorite episode from Vision Volume 3? Mine is definitely Black, so I don't have anything new to add. The Duel, Payback being a close second, I'd say. The first and the last one are my two favorites.
I'll go with the lost ones.
Yeah, what would you say?
There's some rose-colored glasses from The Forest Bride.
Sure.
Good monologue.
Yeah.
I think of the styles, I like it probably the most. I think it's a nice balance.
The more simplistic style.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a solid one for sure. Least favorite?
Oh gosh, there's too many to list, Cameron.
I'm still hating on the bounty hunters from last week. Just really annoying dialogue, not really contributing much. It was the one that was the most actively frustrating for me. Not that there has to be a worst one. By definition, there has to be a worst one, but it doesn't have to be the one that I hate. But that was really the only one. Like the rest were fine.
I think that second one. There's two bird-themed ones. There's Crane, and then
yeah.
I think it's probably the second episode or Bird of Paradise. Strictly, and Bird of Paradise is low on mine strictly for the choppy storytelling.
Sure. Fair.
Made me mad.
Sure. Great. Meme minute, but it's longer than a minute.
I got memes.
I don't think I have any memes, so go ahead and give me your first one.
I have 7. This obligatory, not a meme. I just need you to take a look at this picture of the Godzilla beer I saw in the gas station.
Whoa, that's crazy. I mean, the grab. It's just Godzilla, like a drawing of Godzilla.
It's just
but the fact that
Godzilla.
it exists.
But it says Godzilla. Pabst 12-ounce cans. I don't know. I almost thought about buying it just for funsies.
That is something.
Maybe I'll buy it next time.
Let me see. Go ahead and give me your next one. I might have a video.
This is the when God sings with his creations, will an acrocanthosaurus not be a part of the choir? Which is a reference to a Twitter thread where someone made a comment about, it was like something about cute animals, right? Or turtles. And someone was like, turtles don't matter. And they responded with, when God sings with his creations, will turtles not be a part of the choir? And it really kind of took the internet by storm because there's just so deep for something so unnecessary.
Let's see. So this is definitely podcast relevant, but it also very much harkens back to a very specific thing that actually happened between the two of us. I'll let the video play. It says, "What bro sends me while I'm getting married?" And it's a clip from
I send this
the
to you?
original Fantastic. No, I found it. Mr. Fantastic is getting married from the original Fantastic Four movie series, and he's looking at his device, and it's just a montage of the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. And it really reminded me of the whole thing about you sending me memes while I was proposing to Allison.
Karen was proposing to Allison during Antlers, or Andor season 1's titular episode, One Way Out. I was like, Cameron, have you seen the episode? He's too busy proposing to his fiance. If I get married, I expect you to send me that when I'm getting married.
Sounds good.
Send me a Spinosaurus edit.
Good. What else you got?
So there was a meme trend with Inside Out 2 coming out last year when there's the scene where they're like, wow. They're like, a new emotion. Wow. And it pans to anxiety. It's that meme template, but the new emotion is it's just Godzilla.
I love it. That's good. Yeah, they started to kind of mess around with Inside Out 2 of like putting quote unquote fictional characters in the head. And I think that would be kind of fun further explain. I know they're about emotions, but to have fictional characters roaming around in there influencing things, it would be really funny.
I have a Godzilla island inside my Inside Out head.
They made a show for Disney Plus about so if you remember,
dreams.
Yeah,
yes.
They in Inside Out, you see the dreams are made like they're movies. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's really just jokes about making movies. It kind of stops being about dreams, and it's much more about it's way more, it's too literal. It's just like, it starts off fun, but it's like this is not like Inside Out where it's like making like clever metaphors with the things that go on in your brain. It's just about making movies.
It's just a bunch of movie directors got in the room and they're like, haha, this is for us.
Exactly.
How it started versus how it's going.
It's the first quote unquote early stage and final stage of Shin Godzilla. What?
Heard someone, the audience, the guy with a fork and a knife. Holy 2 cakes! And it's the title cards for Godzilla -0, and then also Godzilla X Kong Supernova.
Good stuff. I mean, the last 2 came out within like 6 months of each other. It's super cool to have both of these happening at the same time, for sure.
I got 2 more. Okay. Nobody will remember your salary, how busy you were, how many hours you worked, how many followers you had. People will remember how much you loved Godzilla, how much lore you knew, your Godzilla outfits, your kaiju figure collection. It's pie charts.
So good. That's really funny. And all 4 of those are equal in that.
They're all equal. All right, last one. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Godzilla from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
Both doing so it's that classic
white cat meme.
Yeah,
where he's like,
doing a really forced smile. And so wait, what? Godzilla?
Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
Is that one of the live action movies?
Yeah, Millennial.
Does he actually make that face in the movie? Is that an actual frame?
That's a good question that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Is that your last meme?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you for joining us for this, for us, historically short episode.
I think you should know I had one note about that episode called Black, and it is just war as hell. That is the only thing I wrote down.
So good. Thank you for joining us. We'll be taking a break for the rest of the year. You will be getting a best of episode at some point. If you never know, if something comes out that wasn't expected or that we really want to talk about, we might do an emergency episode. I don't know when we're going to come back. No specific plan as of right now. But thank you for listening. And hopefully when we do come back, it'll be with something exciting.
Hopefully something
So
before
not Monarch season 2.
season 2.
And
Cameron, do you know what we never watched? Tales of the Underworld.
oh my god! Actually, it was a meme that we kept pushing up, but I actually forgot about it. Well, we're not doing it now. No. Just stick around next week. I promise. We promise. Stick around. Be ready. Be ready by the phone.
Should we just double feature it with Monarch Legacy of Monsters and kill two birds with one stone?
Kill 2 Camerons with 1 stone. Go kill 2 podcasters. For the last time this year, thank you to Caleb Jacoby for our intro and outro music. Props to Rachel for trying to kill me with that last suggestion.
I inherit the podcast equipment if he dies.
No. This is property of
redacted location.
I almost said neglected, redacted working environment.
I don't think that's a neglected working environment.
No. Props to Athena for always editing the pod. Definitely always on time in a timely manner every time.
At all times. Props to Cameron for the Facebook and Instagram.
I don't run the Facebook. I don't do anything on Facebook before, and I barely do anything on the Instagram. I haven't even posted the last episode on there.
I know. So. I send you memes and you just ignore them.
That is not true. That's not true. I have gotten better. I have definitely gotten better. I do have 4 unread ones though. But those have just been within like the last. Oh, it's been since November 4th. Okay, I thought I got better. I try to get better. I forget. Yeah, let us know if there's something you want us to cover. And if there's something else you'd like to hear us talk about.
If you suggest the Godzilla prequel comic, suggest something else.
Sure. I think we need to do a sign off. This is Cameron and Rachel signing off saying, experiencing the explosion of the Death Star is what it's like to watch Monarch Legacy of Monsters. It's mind-bending. You feel like you're dying. You want to die. You hope death comes soon.
I think our listeners should just let us know if you would think it'd be worse to go out on the second Death Star or watch the second season of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Can't bully me too hard, though.
You just pointed at your backpack, which I know is a. I assumed you were going to point to Athena, saying that Athena, aka our editor, would defend you if I got too mean to you. But you're pointing towards that bag that is roughly rifle shaped. So I assume that there's a rifle in there.
For legal reasons.